Okay guys, so you currently join me outside Discovery. We've just been in it and now we're going to do some train spotting in Dundee station. And in we go to the beautiful station. I love this station. Piano. Departure boards. Our train is the 15:10 to Edinburgh, leaving from platform 1. Lots of entrances, exits, even a Tesco Express and a travel shop, and even bus times. Excellent. Since there's not a train leaving till 14:38, since we don't have to be back in the station till then, we're going to bus spot for a bit. There goes bus 27131 on the 42 to Glenrothes, operated by Stagecoach. Okay guys, here comes a Flex bus coming on the number 91091 to Glasgow Airport. Pretty cool to see a GT12. And I cannot get the number from here, I'm afraid. Here comes the Stagecoach local route 99 to St Andrews, which is formed off bus 37085, and this is an Enviro 200 or 300, I have forgotten, but I think it's probably a 200. Off goes the Stagecoach local Enviro 200 37085 on the 99, continuing its route to St Andrews bus station. There goes an Enviro 200 Dart, I think, because it looks like one. Here comes the McGill's Fly going to Edinburgh Airport, starting here, works by bus 0637. A Turissimo, Mercedes Turissimo, that bus is called. Okay, here comes the Flex bus 092 going to Aberdeen from Edinburgh bus station, forward of bus 0662. There goes that Volvo 9700 away into the distance. Now it's time to head into the station to see the Edinburgh train leave at 14:40. Okay, it's time to head through the big barrier, of course. And through we go. Okay, here we are up here. 17394 is about to leave on the 14:40 service to Edinburgh Waverley, starting here. As the 14:44 ScotRail service from Edinburgh Waverley to Aberdeen arrives in, formed of another class 170. Here goes 17394 now, as you can see. And off goes that train, while the other train from Edinburgh to Aberdeen arrives and works by 17427 again. We saw this unit earlier, I remember. A nice wave from the driver and other driver. There's two drivers. One must be a trainee driver, one must be a driver teaching the newer driver about how to drive trains. That's probably what's happening. And there's that train arriving into the station. Right there. Funny joke, ScotRail. That train is formed of two carriages. What? Inter-City with two carriages? I don't think so. This is absolutely strange. What's wrong with you, ScotRail? I remember seeing this train work the 10:22 service from Edinburgh Waverley to Kittenbeath, and then it must have done a return journey and now onto the Edinburgh-Aberdeen route. I think that's what happened to this unit. And by the way, off it goes to Aberdeen, calling at Arbroath, Montrose, Stonehaven and Aberdeen. Now now goes through into the tunnel. It's actually calling only at Arbroath, Stonehaven and Aberdeen. This train doesn't call it Montrose, which is quite silly because I think all of these trains should call it Montrose instead of skipping it. But the Glasgow Queen Street to Aberdeen trains mostly skip Stonehaven anyway. Okay, about to arrive on platform 3 now. It's going to be a terminating ScotRail service from Glasgow Queen Street. So this train is terminating here. And then it'll be setting back off to Glasgow Queen Street at 3:15, but I'll not see it depart because our train leaves at 3:10. Now let's see what is wrong with this Glasgow Queen Street Intercity City service formed of 2 carriages. I wonder what's going to happen to that. Bonus unit it is 174-403, I think. Does it look like it's 403? Yes, it is 403. Arriving slowly into the station. And there's the train just arriving. Is the train going to turn its engine off? I don't know, it might keep it on. You never know about ScotRail. They might turn their engine off. We don't know yet. It looks like they're keeping the engine on. Okay, about to arrive now is the 1456 ScotRail service from Aberdeen to Glasgow Queen Street. Formed of a HST, which looks like it's a HST, formed of 2 carriages. Let's see if that is true. Yes, it's formed of... Nope. Is there more carriages? Or is there just 2? Oh, I think there's 5. 43183 is at the front. And I'll get the rear on departure, as this bad boy is formed of 4 carriages. Okay, about to depart now is the 1456 ScotRail service from Aberdeen to Glasgow Queen Street, formed of a Class 43 HST, formed of 4 carriages like I already told you, and not 2 like the board said. Off at Trundles now, calling at Perth, Stirling and Glasgow Queen Street. With 43183 at the front. Let's see what's at the rear. Nice tones and away from the driver. Pretty cool. 43037 was the rear of that train. I love the sound of the HSTs roaring away into the distance towards Glasgow Queen Street from Aberdeen. And there's 17403, and that's the only train in the station just now. Okay, we can see a 158 coming over the hill. I think it might be arriving into platform 2, but I don't know. It might be a terminating ScotRail service from Edinburgh Waverley, but I don't know. All I can tell is a 158, or it might just be stuck in the siding and the Edinburgh train hasn't arrived in yet. A HST appeared from the middle of nowhere. I wonder if it's coming into any of these platforms. Yeah, it's coming into platform 4. I think it's working the 1514 service from Edinburgh Waverley to... Not Edinburgh Waverley to Aberdeen, but Glasgow Queen Street to Aberdeen, I meant. It's running pretty early. Running about 13 minutes early, which is pretty unusual. 13 minutes early. is formed of a 4-car, 43147 at the front. It's not usual to see first class at the front. It's usually at the rear of the trains going in this direction, and the front of the trains going in this direction. At the rear is 43137. And there is arriving mega early into the station. Our train is stopping at Slookers, Cooper, Haymarket and Edinburgh Waverley. Okay, arriving in now is our train, the 1510 ScotRail service from Aberdeen to Edinburgh Waverley, and this will be our train to take us to Haymarket. It was a nice visit to come back to Aberdeen. Hopefully we can come back again soon and we can ride and maybe bus spots and buses, because we didn't get to do much of that today. So hopefully we get to do more of that when we come back again, hopefully. Anyways, I can hear our train coming around the corner. I wonder what units it will be today. (43,151) is at the front, and we'll get the rear at Haymarket on this train's departure. We'll see you on board, guys. Okay, guys, we're now on board our HST. Well,
changing drivers again.
It's really quiet on board this train, and even chunky chargers, which are upside down. And the seats are really comfy, trust me. But anyways, I can hear our 43 trying to move, which we are now. I hate the announcements on these trains.
Remember staff. Protect the British Transport Train on 61016. We'll sort it. See it. Say it. Sort it. Customers are reminded that M-tickets and smart cards must be validated before boarding the train.
I hate that announcer. Can't even hear it properly. This is going to be nice for the next hour to Haymarket. Absolutely not. We'll see you at Haymarket, guys.